Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. Today we have another very cool Mattel figure to take a look at with you guys, and this is the Hatch'N'Play Dinos Tyrannosaurus Rex. We have actually reviewed this Tyrannosaurus Rex here in the past on the channel because there was previously the brown female version. Well, now we have a really nice looking greenish male version to take a look at with you guys. And I almost missed out on these figures. They've actually been out for quite a little while now, and I kind of just assumed they were going to be one of those figures that was just always around, but it seems like they are slowly starting to disappear. This one I was still able to acquire at retail on Walmart.com for $15, so I was really psyched when I still saw it on there for sale for the $15 price range. Grabbed it right away. As far as the packaging goes, you can see this is a Dino Rivals figure. We can see our little Tyrannosaurus just kind of chilling there in the egg. You can kind of get an idea of exactly what happens with the egg right here, as well as a really nice Jurassic World logo there on the side. Then if we take a look at the back, you can see some more figures here that are included in the line. I can see a little Velociraptor blue down there, which I actually do have and probably should review at some point in the future. And then if we come up here, we can see the Rex, the egg, and exactly how cool this action feature and everything looks, as well as a Jurassic World logo there. And then again on the side, it's pretty much the same thing as the opposing side, except now we have a Dino Rivals logo and just a very cool image of the Tyrannosaurus and how his teeth grow. So without further ado, let's break this out of its packaging right now. So here is the bottom of our egg. Here is our baby Tyrannosaurus Rex, who didn't really want to sit in his egg. And then here is the top of the egg. And I love that they kind of give you this image of the dinosaur itself kind of creeping out of the egg like it's in the process of hatching. It's broken that a little bit, and now you see the eyes staring at you through the egg. That is a really cool touch on the part of these Hatch and Play figures. I really do like that. And then also the fact that if you look at the front of the egg, you have part of the Jurassic World logo there, and then the rest up here. So once you actually close the egg and complete the entire scene here of the egg being one whole piece, the logo matches up quite nicely. But I am really excited to take a look at this Rex now, having this greenish version. So let's go ahead and get a closer look at it right now. So I have actually reviewed this figure already in the past, but just because it's been quite a while since I looked at the brownish version as opposed to this greenish version, we're just going to take a look at the sculpt again anyway. Looking at the detailing of the head sculpt here of the Rex, you can see some really nice detail as far as the skin texture all over the face of our Tyrannosaurus. You can see the nostrils right there, as well as some beautiful detailing there around the eye. I feel like if they would have kind of darkened the area around the eye, it would have probably looked a little better, but it still does look really, really cool. And you can see almost like some osteoderms and stuff here on the face a little bit, but really nice scales all over the head sculpt of this Rex. You can also see a few little bumps up here on the top of the snout of the Tyrannosaurus. Really nicely painted eyes, beautifully painted with a nice yellowish color and a very nice gloss coat. He does look directly at you, so the pupils are placed quite nicely. You also have black for the pupils. As we start to lead down the neck, you can see some really nice sculpt and detail. Lots of creases in the skin as we move down the neck region of our Tyrannosaurus, as well as kind of some black stripes. And then once we get down here into the body, as opposed to the striping, kind of more like a splattered type of an effect to the coloration. And it does look really cool regardless. Very nice skin texture down here. As we look into the stomach, it actually looks gorgeous as far as that skin texture goes. Really, really nicely done. Beautifully sculpted arms. You can see a little bit of like the muscle tone there of the arms. The fingers are kind of bent in and almost like a baby-like position. Really elaborating on the fact that this is an infant Tyrannosaurus. You have a nice coloration here for the underside, kind of like a creamy color for the lower jaw that does run down here through the course of almost the entire body, all the way out almost onto the tail. Beautiful greens used on this Rex, and I like the transition between that light underbelly to the green up here. It almost makes this look like a little bit of a lighter green due to those two colors kind of blending really nicely. As you move into the legs, you can see some nice muscle tone here in the thigh area, as well as some beautiful skin texture. I think the skin texture is absolutely phenomenal on this Rex. Very nice muscle tone here in the calf. The feet look great. I wish the nails would have been painted, but even without the nails painted, they do still look really quite nice. Very nice scoot-like appearance down the toes, and you can see kind of like some spotting in the toes, so you do have that kind of spotting type of an effect to the paintwork on the Tyrannosaurus, which Mattel does tend to include. The toenails do seem to have a gloss coat to them a little bit, but not too much. If we come back up here, we do have that very small Rex tail. We run out the length of the tail. He has kind of some ridges that run along the back of the dinosaur, and again, some more really nice skin texture out onto the tail. You're not really going to see too much difference on this side when it comes to the actual detailing of the figure, due to this being pretty much in a neutral position, but it does still look really, really good on both sides as far as the sculpt work goes. I think it is an absolutely beautifully sculpted baby Tyrannosaurus Rex. You also have kind of some nice sculpt work here in the throat region of the figure as well. I wish the nails would have been painted, but aside from that, I feel like the paintwork does actually look quite nice. And then you can see here, if we move this, it will cause the mouth to open and the teeth to grow. Because if you actually just open the mouth a little bit, you can see the teeth are smaller, but then as you open that lower jaw, the teeth grow. The inside of the mouth is also sculpted really nicely with a beautifully textured appearance. Nice skin flap there on the inside of the mouth, as well as the tongue sculpted beautifully, given a very realistic gloss coat to both the paint of the inside of the mouth and then the teeth as well. And I think he looks adorably mean there with those teeth once they grow there. And you do operate that with this little button here on the back, which you just kind of roll it and the mouth opens. So a really, really nice looking Hatch'N'Play Tyrannosaurus figure. The egg itself is also actually quite nicely sculpted. You can see it's very realistic as far as the appearance goes. Has a very nice textured appearance to the egg, and lots of kind of cracks and stuff showing up here and there on the egg as well. So it has quite the realistic appearance, even though you can clearly see it's not an egg in reality, but it does still have a pretty darn nice sculpt to the egg as well, and is painted with a very nice coloration. And once our little Tyrannosaurus Rex is back in his egg, you can see that it looks really nice in the egg. And now that the Jurassic World logo kind of matches up, sort of, for the most part, we push the egg down, and it hatches and falls over. But it's still pretty cool regardless, and I just actually really like the fact that they are creating kind of hatchlings for the Jurassic World line, just because we can now have some babies. It seems like all the companies, well, except for the Hasbro Jurassic World line, really, but I can remember quite a few very cool Kenner hatchlings and everything in the past, so it's really nice to have still some hatchlings here with the current Jurassic World line from Mattel. As far as a size goes for our Tyrannosaurus Rex, for a length, you are going to see it at about 5 inches or 13 centimeters, and for a height, about 4¼ inches or around 10½ centimeters. For a size comparison, there is Mr. Papo T-Rex, the Attack Pack Colovosaurus, and Robert Muldoon from the Mattel Jurassic World toy line, next to our Hatch'N'Play male Tyrannosaurus Rex, showing you that it does actually have some pretty good size. On top of being kind of a small figure, it's not super small, and especially for a hatchling, it does still have some pretty decent size to it. And then looking at it with the egg here, looking at it inside the egg, you can definitely see that the overall set does have some pretty good size as far as the egg goes. Of course, the dinosaur must be smaller to fit inside the egg, but clearly the egg itself does have some pretty good size to it as well. So this Hatch'N'Play Jurassic World Mattel Tyrannosaurus Rex is pretty darn cool. It's definitely not one of the top Mattel releases, there's no question there, but it is still really, really nice as far as a hatchling Tyrannosaurus figure goes. I feel like Mattel has done a really good job on the overall sculpting of the figure and the detailing of the figure. It's all there, as usual, when it comes to a Mattel sculpt. You always have a very nice, strong amount of minute detailing and beautiful sculpt work included, and it is all present on this hatchling Tyrannosaurus Rex. I feel like they have done a pretty good job as far as replicating that baby T-Rex type of a look when it comes to the sculpt, having kind of a bigger head and bigger legs and short tail and everything. He does look really cool and really cute at the same time. The paint job looks pretty nice for the most part, pretty much just like the Extreme Chompin' Rex did, the greenish version that they had released a little while back. I think the paint scheme is pretty much identical to that and does look really cool here on this figure, just like it did on the Extreme Chompin' version. The egg itself also has a really nice sculpt to it, very nicely detailed, and I do quite like the fact that they kind of have the eye leering out at you. Just gives it a pretty nice appearance to it, kind of a fun, adorable little look, kind of giving you that evil little eye through the crack in the egg. So the entire set as a whole is definitely really nice. I think the egg is beautiful. It has a very cool action feature to it with its ability to hatch. And I think the Tyrannosaurus Rex is really cool as well and has a beautiful sculpt and really nicely done paint job, as well as kind of some fun action features to the Rex as well. So definitely a really cool set. Not everyone's cup of tea, but personally, I do quite like these Hatch and Play figures. So if you would like to pick this up, I will include a link in the description to where you can do just that on Walmart.com, where I purchased mine. So make sure you head on over there, pick up this really cool Hatch and Play green Tyrannosaurus Rex, and make sure you also like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.